बिल्कुल भावना, शुक्रिया हमारे संग जुड़ने के लिए. Now shifting our focus to more news coming in, Prime Minister Modi has attended Christmas morning service at the Cathedral Church of the Redemption in New Delhi. On your screens you can see glimpses from the ceremony including carol singing, Bible readings and the festive sermon. A special prayer was also offered for Prime Minister Modi by the Bishop of Delhi, Right Reverend Dr. Paul Swarup. Let's take a moment to listen to the carols prepared for the occasion.
हम आपके लिए आज खास तौर से कुछ क्रिसमस कैरल्स लाए हैं.
Well, the service was organized by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of India. Prime Minister Modi engaged with important figures from the Christian community such as cardinals, bishops and notable lay leaders of the church. This marks the first occasion the Prime Minister has participated in a program at the headquarters of the Catholic Church in the nation. To mark this moment, Right Reverend Dr. Paul Swarup, the Bishop of the Diocese of Delhi, led a special prayer for the Prime Minister. Bishop Swarup has served in the diocese since 1987, working across Delhi, Haryana and parts of Uttar Pradesh. Let's listen in to this special prayer.
Morning, we pray particularly for our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, that you would anoint him afresh with your Holy Spirit. Empower him, Lord. Father, we know that those whom you call, you also equip. And we know, Lord, that you have called him for this important task of leading our great nation. And so, Father, I pray for a double portion of your wisdom, your understanding, your discernment, that he would lead this nation in the paths of truth, of justice, of righteousness, and Lord, that you would bless him.
Now look at the historic venue. The Cathedral Church of the Redemption is located in Raisina Hill in New Delhi. It's one of the largest cathedrals in the country. It is known for its neo-Gothic architecture and serene ambience. Built between 1927 and 1931, the church stands east of Parliament House and Rashtrapati Bhavan and is often referred to as the Viceroy's Church. It serves as the primary church of the Diocese of Delhi under the Church of North India. Prime Minister Modi has over the years engaged with the Christian community on important festive occasions. In 2024, he joined Christmas celebrations at the residence of Union Minister George Kurian and interacted with community members. In 2023, he hosted Christian leaders at his official residence on Lok Kalyan Marg and appreciated their work in education, healthcare as well as social service. In his earlier Christmas messages, he recalled the teachings of Jesus Christ and emphasized service, kindness and humility. Through these gestures, including church visits, festive participation, community interactions and public greetings, Prime Minister Modi has consistently reached out to the Christian community over the years. Joining us now live is KJ Alphonse, former member of Rajya Sabha. He's also former Union Minister of State. Appreciate you being with us live on the broadcast, KJ Alphonse. When Prime Minister of India attends the full morning service on Christmas, what message does he send out, according to you?
No, I think he's sending out a fantastic message. The Prime Minister is saying the entire country belongs to everybody, irrespective of which religion they are. And he is the Prime Minister of everybody. And he's proven it repeatedly. This year, of course, he was at the CNI Protestant Cathedral, attending the entire Mass. The bishops prayed for him. I mean, actually, we Christians pray for the rulers of the country. Anywhere in the world, wherever we are, we do pray for them. So in every Indian church, we pray for the Prime Minister, the President, and the government. Last year, the Honorable Prime Minister went to the Catholic Cathedral for the function, Christmas function. This year, again, the Vice President of India was at the Catholic Bishops' Conference of India Christian function just a couple of days back. And then, of course, the very next day, the Honorable Vice President hosted all Christian bishops and Christian leaders at the Vice President's residence. All this demonstrates that Modi government is with the Christians as he is with everybody else. And he's put on record the services which are rendered by the Christian community, running schools, colleges, orphanages, hospitals, wherever there are oppressed people whom there is nobody to take care of, the Christians are there. So I think the Prime Minister as well as the Vice President put on record that what the Christians are doing for the country is an incredible service. And the Prime Minister has repeatedly, look here, this country belongs to everybody. Everybody can live here peacefully. It's my job to protect you, to defend you. And that's what he's been doing. I think it's a great, what do you call, a demonstration of whatever he's been talking, that he's been actually doing today and also in the past many years.
Well, a day ago, we also had the Prime Minister KJ Alphonse offering a chadar at the Ajmer Dargah. Today, he proudly visited the Delhi Cathedral. How important are these gestures?
No, I think in a democracy, all these are very significant. The gestures are very important because democracy is about perception. So it's not really that one has to believe in something. I think it has to be demonstrated through action. That's exactly what Prime Minister Modi has done in the past and he's done today. He's demonstrated, look here, you are not alone. I'm here with you all the time. Though the Christians are a very small minority, less than 2%, but the Christians have been here in India for past 2,000 years. So it's a very much an Indian religion with Indian tradition. So we are not a foreign religion at all. So the Honorable Prime Minister attending and saying, look here, you guys are doing a fantastic job. I'm with you. I think that's extremely significant. And these are big signs for the nation and for every community.
When a festival is celebrated, lumpen elements, of course, exist, but positive messages obviously matter more, don't they?
See, lumpen elements exist all over the world. See, India has a population of 1.47 billion people. There are some crazy people around in every religion, including my own religion, Christianity. There are enough crazy people. So we can't judge a country or the government by the lumpen elements who are there. They're everywhere. Take the US. I mean, look at the kind of incidents that happen in the US or in the European countries. I mean, do we condemn them every day? No, we don't. I think we got to take into consideration, we got to know that this world consists of sane people, insane people, crazy people. And therefore, I think we got to live with all that. And every time something happens, if you blame the Prime Minister or the party in power, I think it's not fair. Absolutely, it's not fair.
How do we deal then with the lumpens who turn such festivals into opportunities to hog the limelight? We did see some incidents of hooliganism recently before Christmas, which did get covered, sadly.
No, I think it's very simple. I think law has to be enforced. I mean, I was from the Indian Administrative Service. I've enforced the law. So it's very simple, fixed up. The moment it happens, had no leeway, fix these elements, send out a message saying this is not acceptable. This is not what the Prime Minister and the government wants, and this will not be tolerated. I think we just need to send out a message that way in every incident, and then it will just stop.
What has Prime Minister Modi, according to you, done for the Christian community in India over the years? How do they view him?
See, what the Prime Minister has done for the poor of this country and for the normal, ordinary citizen of this country, the Christians are equally beneficiaries of all that the Prime Minister has done, be it building houses, toilets, providing gas connections, building highways, providing under Ayushman Bharat medical facilities, everything, good airports, the ease of doing business, ease of living. All these benefits also the Christian community, because Christian community is very much part of the society. And therefore, whatever the Honorable Prime Minister does for the country, especially for the poor, let me put it again, especially for the poor people, because Christianity is about the poor, about the downtrodden, about people who can't help themselves. So whatever the Prime Minister has done for these people, and that's enormous what the Prime Minister has done. I think that is what Christianity stands for, and Christian community is extremely grateful to the Prime Minister for what he's done for the poor people of this country.
Yes. Now, at a time also when we are seeing global conflicts over religion in the Middle East and elsewhere, what example does India set as a coexisting society? My final question to you, KJ Alphonse.
Now, I think in spite of so many languages and people and so many ethnic races, since independence, we have survived pretty well as a nation. We have. And we don't see the kind of problems which exist in a lot of other countries every day in this country. We have minor skirmishes, which I don't think we should make big fuss about, because in a country, as I said earlier, of 1.47 billion people, there bound to be some crazy people. So I think India has survived pretty well. And I think under Prime Minister Modi, we have made huge headway in providing basic infrastructure for the poor. Nobody in this country is dying of hunger because 80 crore people are being provided food for the past 5 years. I mean, which other country is doing that? So I think we have gone a long way. I think the Christian community at large is extremely happy when we see this kind of things happening for the poor, by the government. I think we are extremely happy because Christianity is about taking care of the poor.
All right, appreciate you joining us with your perspective, KJ Alphonse, and Merry Christmas to you. Let me join Xavier Rodriguez now, a senior journalist who's also live with us. Father Solomon George, Christian scholar, is joining us live. Mary Harriet, Principal St. Mary's School, Bengaluru, also joins us live. Merry Christmas to all of you and our viewers. Thanks for joining us today. Let me draw you in first, Savio. How do you interpret Prime Minister Modi's gesture today? Is going to attend this special Christmas morning service, prominent cathedral in Delhi. Savio, how do you view this?
Well, as an Indian Christian, I've always valued the steps taken by the Prime Minister of India in his outreach initiatives with the Christian community. But I know he doesn't do that because they belong to the Christian community. He does it because they are a section of the Indian community, and he looks at everybody as an Indian citizen. So in my understanding of the Prime Minister, in my my interactions with him, I believe that he is truly the definition of secular, which we talk a lot about, but we really don't act much on. Secularism is not the acceptance of all religion in matters of governance. It's the acceptance of no religion in matters of governance. So it's about looking at a citizen as a citizen of a particular nation, and that's what he does. So therefore, he envelopes every person from every religion as part of being a part of the nation and being a part of a family. That is why the concept of Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which is so much integral to our cultural ethos, is what he exemplifies with what he does. But you know what I would like the Prime Minister to do as an Indian Christian and somebody who supports him and the BJP quite extensively, in our work, I think these issues of these not lumpen elements, I would call them religious bigots, to be more precise, and specifically happening around the time of Christmas. You've seen a sudden increase in religious bigotry by certain sections of people related to connected to what many people term as the fringe elements. For what? I mean, Christmas is a celebration that is respected by everyone in India. I come from a place in Goa, and from a village which follows Hindu traditions so beautifully. We have a yatra that's going to go out today in Veli, Kunkuli, and Asolna, which is a very popular southern group of villages in Goa. And here we have village families that are tied up to a particular temple, and the Hindus do not do the yatra without the families of the Christians belonging to that one God come and attend that particular yatra. That's the cohesiveness that you have. And suddenly, over a period of the last couple of days, there's been this immense attack on the Christmas celebrations for reasons that I don't seem to understand. In particularly one incident, there's a BJP office bearer that is a part of it, and I believe that the party must take strict action against it, because the Prime Minister has been doing all that he can to ensure that every community feels inclusive as part of Bharat, as part of India. But you have certain fringe elements, certain religious bigots that think that it is important for them to assert their religious supremacy by attacking Christmas celebrations across certain areas. And I'm really disappointed in certain actions of the Vishnu Hindu Parishads and the Braj Mandal. considering I know some of them and I know some of them are good people. So I don't understand how are we allowing them to continue to run amok in certain areas when the Prime Minister, the party, the government is working to inclusiveness of all religion. And it's really disappointing. And I hope, and I've asserted to the Prime Minister and the Home Minister that these elements that degrade the cohesiveness of what Bharat, what India stands for, must be dealt with strictly.
Okay, let me in fact draw you in here as well, Father Solomon George, on what you made of Prime Minister Modi's gesture today. What does this really say to the nation? What does this really say to your community? And what does this really say to elements who sometimes try and hijack such festivals as well for their vested interests, lumpen elements?
I think what Prime Minister Modi's visit to Cathedral, it really speaks aloud. It says that India is a big secular country, but however, what I feel in recent backdrop, what is going on across the country, especially the north, it has been a way, what we are showing is a pervert secularism. There's been a number of attack on Christian churches, Christian celebrations, and what I see, the silent spectators of law and order forces. These are very concerned for all the minorities who feel very insecure. So I think the message of Prime Minister's visit is a very positive. He speaks and he does for concerns for everyone, but these incidents and his concerns actually not in a right light. Very conflicting things, and I think we must consider how this generosity of and broadness of Prime Minister trickles down to the very low ebb of the law and order forces.
Yes, and this is a very special cathedral, isn't it, in Delhi, where the Prime Minister went. It was a very special day, of course. It was Christmas Day. There was a special carol service, special prayer. Talk us about what all this means to you, Father George.
I think Cathedral is one of the major church of the Church of North India, and it is very significant that he has visited Cathedral, and it shows that the Prime Minister is very much aware of the Christian population and the community in Delhi, and it is very much, I think, given a joy for all the Christian community. It's given a hope that he will do something to save the lives of those persecuted at the moment in all over North India.
Let me bring you in here, Savio Rodriguez, on, of course, the gesture also of Prime Minister Modi to send the chadar, it's a tradition, to the Ajmer Dargah Sharif during the Urs festival just a few days ago. Today's gesture really shows how, these slogans of Sabka Saath, Sabka Prayas, Sabka Vishwas are not just simply slogans, but they are followed up by action and gestures and messaging on ground.
They having written 2 books on the Prime Minister and also interacted with him, I can tell you that this country is very, very blessed to have Prime Minister Narendra Modi lead us into what we are working towards, which is a Viksit Bharat. And it's something that really, inspires people like me who belong to what we term as a minority community. I don't consider myself to be a minority because I see myself as a son of Bharat Mata. So I'm not going to consider myself to be the minority. But yes, for legal purposes and as per what has been defined by certain strictures in India, we are termed as a minority. I believe he has done much more for the minority than any other Prime Minister in recent times has. There are lots of efforts that has been put in by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and that is what is upsetting me. Because Prime Minister Modi, the Indian government, the BJP as a political party, a large section of them work towards cohesive, united, Vasudev Kutumbakam beliefs, and all of us working as one society. But there is a section of this set of people that I call religious bigots that are for some reason tarnishing the name of the communal harmony that India has. And that needs to be addressed much more aggressively. Because everything Prime Minister Modi does, considering how narratives are built around the world and how India, if a minority dies in India, becomes global news, but a minority dying in Bangladesh, now nobody in the world is even bothered about. That is the factor that we should take into consideration and address. Please look at some of the videos that have come out over the last week on the kind of attacks that have happened for Christmas celebrations. And for what? What are we trying to assert? Are we trying to assert religious supremacy? Yes, I agree that conversions is an issue, and that to deal with conversion, certain states are coming with anti-conversion laws. But you can't be taking law into your own hand and disrupting services on claims that you think is religious conversion when you are not following the law yourself. And that is where I believe every hard work, every good work of Prime Minister Narendra Modi gets unnoticed, because the Western media that are in India and influence the media outside of India will pick up these issues largely and blow it up. But the fact of the matter is these issues have happened. And therefore the government must take strict action, because otherwise Prime Minister Narendra Modi's work, which many people appreciate, many people within the minority community, both Christians and Muslims, Buddhists as well, will be questioned. And it's very sad, because I know Prime Minister Modi does everything in the interest of India as a nation, but some elements with their aggressive religious bigotry is going to destroy the communal harmony that we have, because you are only going to create more hate when you show hate.
Okay, let me in fact quickly get you back in here, Father George, on of course also the fact that Prime Minister Modi is going to such venues, as you were saying earlier, also sends out a big message. It sends out a big message to all citizens, all countrymen, of course. And it's not just the first time, but we've seen this connect of PM Modi's with the Catholic community, with the Christian community on numerous occasions in the past too. It's not something that just we are seeing today, isn't it, Father George?
I think Prime Minister Modi is a very secular Prime Minister. However, his image has been very much tarnished by many fringe groups, his religious bigots. But I think and he's been going for last many years since he is a Prime Minister. Every year he make a point in Christmas he visit, and I think he has a good heart for all the Indian community and Indian citizen. But that message is not followed by the people who are here in the low ebb of the political parties. They don't understand the ideas and the values and the message of Prime Minister's gestures. So I think that should be very.
Soviet, why don't you tell us a bit about this connect that PM Modi has built up with the Catholic and Christian community over the years?
I think in many years, especially in the Kerala.
Yes. Father George Savio coming in as well.
Well, Uday, the Prime Minister over the last 11 years and counting has been working extensively across Christian communities in India, whether it is the Northeast, whether it is South India, whether it's West India, whether it's East India. Like, for example, in Goa, we have many people who like Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who appreciate the work that he's been doing. They are inspired by him. And that is where I think, we need to extend this outreach beyond Prime Minister Modi to a larger section of society, where you see religious conflict. Being a student of religious conflict, I can tell you that every country in the world has religious conflict. So it's not new to India. India too will have religious conflict that arises out of some level of religious bigotry that happen in people. But that cannot become the norm that is accepted, and therefore the enforcement of law and order against such elements, irrespective of the the community that they come from or the religious community that they come from. Anybody disturbing the communal harmony must be dealt with very, very strictly. And I think, if you look at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's outreach, his relationship with the former Pope that was there, and the Pope was really looking forward to coming to India at that point of time, Pope Francis. It only shows that there was respect for Prime Minister Modi as a person. He is a global leader. He was seen in that light. India is being seen as a global leader in its communal harmony. We are an example. We are an example of a cohesive living of large contingent of people belonging to different faiths. The diversity is immense. I mean, it's not something you see in every country, and that is what keeps us glued. Our ability to be within our own faiths and beliefs and yet be Indian.
Yes.
And that is the beauty, and
Absolutely.
that is what Prime Minister.
Absolutely. Okay, we've run out of time. I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it at that. My thanks to our guests for joining us. Let's slip into a short break.